Hello and welcome to Easy Plant-Based Recipes. I'll be right with you. Hang on. Shooting this video myself today, so hello. Welcome. I'm so glad that you came. This is going to be a great program, this whole channel. So I'm excited that you're here. Today is our first recipe. We're making roasted chickpeas. Shout out here to Healthy Eating. I'm teaching a class, healthy eating class, and I'm excited to go through the rest of our class here today. But this is for everybody. We're going to have a lot of stuff coming your way. Easy, plant-based, and recipes. Okay, so I've got the instructions in our comment section. The first thing we want to do is we want to preheat our oven to 375. Okay, we got our chickpeas here. I'm going to rinse them out because they do have salt. Now, when we make our hummus, there is a thing called aquafaba in this stuff. So we may keep it in, okay? Because it thickens, you don't have to use water to thin it out. You don't have to use a lot of oil to make it fat, the hummus. You've got this stuff. So it does have salt, and we are going to get that out. So here we are, rinsing. Rinse. All right, so you can see that there are little pieces on the top of your chickpeas. Now if you want, you can remove them all, but they do take time. The roasted chickpeas will become a little bit more crunchy, I should say, if you take them out. But you don't need to. All right, rinse. They really have to be rinsed. And then we're gonna put them in, you can, in lieu of time, you can use a paper towel like we're doing today, or even your kitchen cloths to rinse. While they're rinsing, we're going to talk just a minute about a couple things. You can also keep these in the refrigerator overnight without a cover, and they will tend to dry out that way. Rinse, because this way they get crunchy. We want them as crunchy as possible. To me, I'll eat them without the crunch. It's still delicious, no matter if they have the crunch or not. All right, so the next thing we're going to do, I wanted to talk to you a little bit. With chickpeas, you're getting a ton of fiber. Okay, that's one of the beauties of eating chickpeas. Another is, you may have heard about My Plate. With My Plate, this is My Plate. You probably heard about it. If not, this is My Plate through the USDA. This can be considered either a protein or a vegetable. So you're getting either your protein or your vegetable, depending on what you need for that day. So it's a really healthy thing to eat. All right. I'm going to be putting them in here now, into our bowl. You know, and there are many recipes for chickpeas. There's sweet, there's savory, and there's spicy. You can see in the bowl how some of the coverings of them have come off, and that's okay. I eat the whole thing. So some of them may come out crunchier than others. All right, so now we're getting to the main thing here, which is our recipe. And here we are. You can use any variety of oil. I've been lately using grapeseed oil, which I really like. You can also use vegetable oil. You can use your traditional canola. Maybe traditional, maybe not. Maybe your traditional is olive oil. You can use that too. I wouldn't use coconut. It does have saturated fat, but look at how hot it is out here in Massachusetts today, this summer. Woo. But you know what? The other thing is, coconut oil does have good properties. I'm not talking it down. But right now it will take away, mainly it'll take away some of the flavor, and it will add coconut flavor. So it's a little strong for this recipe. That's the main reason. I mean, you could use it in more of the sweet recipe if you want, because it does have some properties. I'm not trying to talk coconut oil down by any shot of the imagination. You know, and there's another thing we're going to talk about too with this. We took out the salt. Right now, let's do our oil first, actually. That's probably the best thing to do. 1 tablespoon. And I'm using this grapeseed oil, which I'm really happy about. I really like it. We're going to mix it around so we can get everything in there mixed. Then the first thing we'll do, actually I'm going to talk about the paprika. Now if you don't like paprika, you may not, this is the main character in this story, okay? 1 teaspoon. Now if you really like paprika, you can add some more. That's up to you. As you work with these recipes, you know, you can decide what you want in it, what you don't. All right, I am using cumin, and that's why I put this second, because not a lot of people like cumin. Some do, some don't. If you do, you do. You don't, you don't. I love it. So I'm just going to put the 1 teaspoon in though. Okay. Mix, mix, mix. Mix, mix, mix. Get it all in there around. Make sure one don't have it and does, and make sure one doesn't. Or does, you know what I'm saying. All right, next. If you want a little heat, you can put a couple of dashes of cayenne. I'm not going to do it today, even though sometimes I do. So we got it pretty well mixed there. Now, what I've used is I've used parchment paper. I like parchment paper because it doesn't make a big mess for you to clean up. Actually, you can reuse the pot or pan or whatever you're using anytime. You can also use your foil. I would say if you get a recipe for one that's 400 or more, you can use the foil. Another thing is, because you know, you have to watch the burners, make sure you don't get the parchment paper on the burner. Hello, you may know that, you probably do. Hello, you might not know it though. So, you know, it's very important to know that. And the other thing is, with some of our recipes for roasted chickpeas, they have like lime in it where it does get more wet, you know, watered a little bit. Or maple syrup, things like that. Where you do actually, you really do need to, well, first of all, to dry them. And then you do need to make sure that you have something that'll, I would say the foil is the best thing in that case. You could do it on a plain pan, but then you're going to have a lot of cleanup. The parchment paper doesn't, you know, does leave a little more moisture than would like the foil or the pan. Just a couple seeds for thought here. This class is going to be informative as well as good food. So I'll tell you right now, you know, I'm glad you joined. I'd love to have you subscribe. This is going to be a great class. All right, we're going to flatten this out. We're flattening this out. That way it'll roast evenly, see? Flatten out, getting each one its own little space if you can on the pan. All right, now we did take out salt, I know, but in this particular recipe you may need a little bit more. I'm using a nice salt here. This is the sea salt. So whatever salt you want to use, kosher, sea, or regular salt, table salt, you can use that. Just like a little dash I'm using. And I'll tell you more in a second. We're going to put it right in the oven. 375 degrees for 15 minutes. So normally I would time it, but I don't want to take too much time here. We're at 8:44 on the time, and we have, I would say, about 10 minutes to this class, maybe a little bit longer. So I just want to make sure that you get all the information you need. And simple is also not time consuming. So neither will this class be. And the recipe I will make for you is, well, the recipe will be, by the time this video is up, right in the comments. And every week you'll get it in the comments, okay? So the other things that I wanted to mention to you is that next week, well, let me talk about the rest of this recipe. In 15 minutes, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to check it for flavor. Does it need a little more salt? Now you can use more. You know, with our whole plant-based ideology, it's healthy. So we try to avoid too much salt. But again, in cooking, you do need some sometimes. And in this case, you might need a little bit more. I took it out in the beginning just to, you know, so we add our own. We know what's in it. Okay, you may need a little bit more heat. if you're doing that, a little more paprika. So you'll taste it at that point in 15 minutes. Then you'll put it back on 15 minutes more. At that point, what you're going to do is check for doneness. Is it golden enough for you? Is it, is it still soft? It may be still soft. I still eat it when it's soft, and that's okay. If you want it a little more thicker, crunchy, just leave it in there, and maybe another 10 minutes. And I can't be exact, because you know what? Every oven is different, and and atmospheric pressure is also different all the time, no matter where you live, so you never know. Now, before we leave, I'm going to show you our famous salad. This is going to be featured on the site here, on this channel. This is our salad. Isn't that beautiful? That has the chickpeas right in it. I had made some before, actually, and this is how they come out. Aren't they beautiful? They're so delicious. Next time, our next class is going to be about making the salad dressing that I made for this, and maybe a couple more salad dressings that you can make right from stuff that may be right in your house. This one included the apple cider vinegar. It had a little bit of this Mrs. Dash. It has no salt in it, so it's really nice. You can decide how much salt you want in things, if any. Honey. I used olive oil for this. And, so I took it all, and so I would like for you, I use Grey Poupon, but any kind of mustard too. Even the brown mustard. And, there's other things that we're going to learn too next time. I'm hoping to get, maybe once a week, but I'm thinking probably to start off here twice a month. I don't know yet. And it's a beautiful, beautiful dressing. I wish I could show you. See, I think you can see it. And that's all I did. I mixed it. You can see a little bit of it because it's almost gone. It's really beautiful. It's flavorful. So we'll do that next time, okay? So I'm going to let you go. I hope you enjoyed this class. I hope you enjoyed the recipe. Please subscribe. I'd love to have you. I'm Patricia. I wear many hats. You'll learn more about me in time, and I'd love to learn more about you. So feel free to comment, like it, support the channel, and I gotta go shut off because I'm on my own. Thank you. Bye.